work in Cisco procurement. I'm also the CSR lead for the Cisco Green Park Reading office. So really excited to be here in Malawi using my time to give time. Looking forward to learning about a new country, the people, the culture, and also more detail about what Fisherman's Rest do here. So there's 7 of us, we're going to have a great time and just really looking forward to it.
Hello, my name is Nish Parker and I'm based in the UK. I've been at Cisco for 3 years, and just last week before we came out to the beautiful Malawi, I recently changed roles. So I'm now working as a communications manager in our global security sales organisation. I'm really passionate about giving back. For the past 3 years since I joined Cisco, I've used some of my time to give days, but I haven't used all of them. And I think it's such a great benefit. So this year I was just so adamant that I was going to make use of my 5 time to give days. And here I am giving back to the beautiful communities here in Malawi.
I'm Thomas, and at Cisco I'm a software engineer, but here I am to find out more about the culture and the people and see how we can use our time best to help.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm from the CSR team. Most people have probably seen me before somewhere doing something crazy. Came a couple of years ago, had a really great time. Heartwarming, heartbreaking, opened your eyes to all kinds of things.
So my name is Andrea. I'm also working at Cisco Meraki. I didn't meet anyone before, deciding to come to Malawi. But now I feel like we're a family and we're staying all in the same house, so it's super nice because it really feels like home.
Hi, my name's Andrea and I'm the only person here that doesn't work for Cisco, but I'm a friend of Diane's and I decided I'd love to come with her and share this experience. One of the real exciting things about being part of this group is just meeting new people. Normally I go on holiday with my husband and my family, and this is just me being out here on my own, not knowing anyone, and just getting to know new people, and it's been really exciting. Everyone's so friendly.
Hi, so I'm Pippa Collett, and I've come here really to push my own personal boundaries a bit whilst finding out more about the situation here in Malawi and what we can do to help both at Cisco and as me as an individual.
I'm Sue. My husband and I, Victor, set up Fisherman's Rest to do development work in the area, and we have a holistic approach to development in the sense that we are working with education primarily. We are feeding children, we are developing gender equality with girls in schools and working with the boys as well. We also have a big building program, building schools. We do a lot of nature conservancy, so we are reforesting huge parts of the mountain which have been deforested, and we are also doing fuel efficient stoves and making sustainable soil bricks. We're really lucky in the sense we've been here 30 years now, so we have seen a huge impact in terms of the development in the country. When we first came, we went into a village and the ladies came to greet us one at a time, and they only had one wrap, like Chitenji sarong, between the whole village, and the ladies came out to greet us one at a time because otherwise they didn't feel they were very respectful to say hello, although we would have greeted them regardless. And now we're seeing buildings with proper tin roofs, people have dry homes. Food sustainability is still a problem, I must say, although there does seem to be a lot more food and a lot more residual wealth in the country as a whole, and that's all really burgeoned in the last 5 years, I would say. And that brings its own problems. We have huge problems now with pollution and waste disposal and water and sanitation and hygiene, so these are the next areas that we will be looking into.
Good morning. So today we're off to cycle and map water pipes. So we're going to see how they are using the water pipes and if they actually have clean water, where are they taking clean water from, where are they bathing, where are they drinking water. So it's super exciting because we're going to cycle for an hour. Woohoo!
The grand depart.
So the problem here, the basic problem is that Malawi is just being developed. So it's like coming from the open piece that we've been using to and coming to this type of a structure, what we call an affirmative hand pump. So just because we rely much on the support from different agencies or different well-wishers, it might find that maybe the funders will just fund the drilling of the water points, but not necessarily looking at like the sustainability of it. Maybe it was just a project of 4 years or 2 years. They can just do that, leave it. So the main problem is that you found that there are lots of damaged boreholes and lots of unskilled community members who would in the near future take care of the water point.
So we've just repaired this pump, which was completely broken. So the foot valve, which is the very bit at the bottom that keeps the soil from coming in, it basically closes the whole mechanism, was completely broken. So we had to take all the pipes out because we couldn't get it loose. So we had to take the rods, the pipes, everything out and replace everything and put it back together. Now it's a working pump with 45 strokes to a 40-litre bucket of water, so everyone's happy.
Were you aware of the problem with the borehole here?
Yes,
Yes, you
I
were.
was.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and what the problem, how it affected the village and the
It
community?
affected it a lot because they had to go all the way to the ground where that school is
Right.
to draw water, and most of them stayed down that side, so it was really bad. It really hurts to see them do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Kids like them go there, draw water with those big buckets. The borehole near the ground is really not good because there's toilets there, latrines,
Okay.
which is
So-
not really hygienic.
Yeah,
for
so the
them.
sanitary conditions aren't
Yeah.
particularly good there. So what difference will this make to the community now that we've got this working?
It'll help them a lot for the people that are here.
Yes.
It's really near for them to drink some water and stuff like that.
Right.
Thanks.
So is everyone very happy today then, do you think? Has
Everybody
Yes.
is.
Something that you would never experience normally. You could never go on holiday to a country and meet the people we did today. And when we arrived, the whole village came out, didn't they? It was amazing.
All the singing, and you couldn't help but join in.
Yep,
right?
you had to join in. I think they'd have been disappointed if we hadn't joined in, actually.
To me, it was actually the teamwork. Like everyone was there, everyone wanted to help, and they had a common problem, and they all worked together to solve it.
I think before we came, we were like, oh, it's great because they do water, and they also do education, and they do feeding, and how like the ecosystem of everything works together, and how the projects are so important and interlinked. That's where I feel like we can have a massive impact, is when you know and you have the knowledge of like the entire program, and it all comes together. And we're only here for a week, but just imagine like how much impact we could have if we send more people from Cisco here, and just make more and more of an impact.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Ngati muri okondwa nenani ame. Ngati muri okondwa pitani apo.
My name is Banis. I'm a Malawian, I'm Kwasi. Yeah, so I'm born here in Malawi, and also I work here at Fisherman First as a project manager. I do different projects, and also I do monitor borehole repairs when it is needed. Yeah, whenever maybe just passing, maybe those people who are maybe the owner of that borehole, they do come and they ask me, can you help? We have a problem in my borehole.
So you work on lots of different projects,
Yes.
and just now you're in the school with us.
Like I do, like I do. Like I do, like I do.
Bianca.
I do this. 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 I do that. I do that. And I do this. I do this. And that. And this. Choose you.
But in terms of the classrooms, I mean, we've seen the schools and we know there's libraries, we know there's actual physical classrooms and everything now, and that's taken on quite a lot recently, hasn't it? It's really, there's been a big surge in that. They're concentrating on primary and secondary, and then the secondary schools are actually building in a lot of work-based skills. So those children who won't go on to university sort of scenarios
Can help back in the
can
community.
get back into the community, and they're learning mechanics, they're learning hospitality, they're learning machine skills. That we've seen the young lady project yesterday, and they're doing lots of really good sewing skills, and so yeah, I mean there's a lot of hard work to be done, but we can really see that it's happening. And for someone like Sam, who's been here before, she's already seen she's been here 2 years ago, seen a massive change already.
Yeah.
What you got there?
Oh, I've got colouring books and colouring books for the kids, and I've got some books for the ladies' literacy class. So they teach the ladies to read, and then they teach their kids to read. So,
Yes, hello.
Nish, have you had a good day today?
I have had an incredible day. I've even got Button, who has come to say hello to me. We've just gotten back to the house, to Fisherman's Rest. Andrea and I, we basically saw that the kids were kind of on the side and they were having some lessons, and they kept looking over to see what basically all these people are doing in their village. So we went over and we entertained them. So we read them one of my favourite stories, which is The Hare and the Tortoise. However people say it these days, depending on where you're from. And the first time we read it to them, it was amazing because they were basically practicing their English, so it's things like numbers, really simple things like colours, which we would kind of take for granted and we just assume everyone knows. But it was amazing actually how quickly they picked up and how quickly they learned, and they were so passionate about learning as well, which was just amazing to see. It's like everyone was excited, everyone wanted to have the right answer, everyone wanted to get involved and participate. And then the second time we went through the same story, and the teacher suggested that we do it as a play, so all the kids acted it out. So one child was like the hare, one was the tortoise, and they were kind of practicing all these different actions and colours, and it was just an incredible experience, like for me, just in terms of just getting in front of all these children, and really eye-opening really. So I really enjoyed that experience. It was amazing.
So how was that, Nish?
Wow, it's amazing. It's making me tear up a little bit, but just to say hello to each child, give them some food, stuff that we completely take for granted at home. It's an amazing experience, and they're so happy to see you and to greet you. Ladies, what are you up to?
We're trying to pour the porridge into a bucket.
Yeah, so that it's easier to serve. We're about to serve porridge to 700 children at this local primary school. So they actually haven't eaten, so at least when they have some porridge it helps them concentrate in school. So yeah, it's a very important part of the day.
Exactly.
We do have a good food project. So good food project, we feed the children at school. Because we know here in Malawi, our child, they just wake up at home and go to school without eating anything. So empty stomach and learning so difficult. So with that feed, it also helps the children, encourage a child to go to school, to receive the meal first and then go in the class.
We went to a local community centre and we're giving out some food to the children, and for a lot of them that's the only meal that they have. Once a day they get like fala, which is like porridge essentially, and it was only kind of half a cup, and a lot of them didn't actually get the food, so that was really heartbreaking to see that. But yeah, this is why we're here to try and help make a difference, and yeah, learn a lot, take it back to England and back home and share it with the wider Cisco as well, so hopefully we can get some more volunteers here. What have you got there, Diane?
It's a tree, Nish.
What season is that tree.
It's a Christmas tree. And I'm very excited to be planting this Christmas tree because at Christmas, just like in the UK, the Malawi people get very excited about having a Christmas tree, and they're very hard to grow. So these are the last 10 that they have left after, I think it's 100 that they started off with, or 200. So I think they're very brave to let us plant them, and fingers crossed that they will actually grow.
In Malawi for the past 5 years there have been massive deforestation. Massive deforestation to the point that if we go around through some forest where they used to say they had forest, right now it's completely bare. There are no trees. So we have a team of 5 people here. We plant trees. So throughout the year we are sowing trees into tubes. We are going around monitoring trees, the trees that we gave out to the community. So we are going around monitoring those trees, and we are going around teaching the communities on how they can take care of their trees. And when we are here at the nursery, we are sowing those trees. We are doing nursery management, making sure that our trees are surviving. The trees that we are sowing to tubes, want them to survive. That by planting season, we should have a mature tree. So these whole teams help out. Everyone has a responsibility. They work very hard just to make sure that we have a mature tree, so that when we give out to the communities, they should be able to plant those trees and should not die because of us.
I'm planting trees. These are trees that are going to be good for furniture, so hardwood. And you get your little stick to do it with, which I think we would call a dibber at home, which seems to make sense. And then you push your hole in and put the roots in together and then firm it down a little bit. So hopefully I've done that right.
Grace was telling us that it takes about 6 years, I think, for them to become Christmas trees, and then they take them down. And it takes about 20-25 years to get the really, really tall trees. So yeah, this is just the start, and quite symbolic really of the rest of our journey.
So I have this community, Sakaneza. They planted 1,000 trees, and then of those 1,000 trees, 950 survived, the other 50 they died out. And they are taking so much care of those trees. They treat them as their babies, weeding them when there are weeds around it. So they weed those trees, make sure that it is protected. So in vulnerable areas where children pass through by, they put thorns or stones around those trees. So you can see that people are really fascinated about this tree project. So in years to come, it just needs much effort. It can do wonders in Malawi. It can change everything.
It was very interesting today. So we learned about the reforestation program, and we went to the nursery, planted some seeds, planted some trees, filled some of the tubing that they grow the little trees in, and learned about how they get given back to the communities, and how they use the trees to educate the communities to grow their own firewood and wood for furniture, so that they don't have to take all the resources from the big forests, but instead can grow their own local wood.
So when you come back, we'll show others, here's the Cisco trees.
So how do you feel about doing building?
I think that's going to be interesting. Very different to my skill set that I normally bring into my day-to-day Wednesday life. It's Wednesday today, so yeah, I'm excited, up for a new challenge. We think about time, and we're like, what would we be doing this time at home? And it's like, would be on our way to the office, or on a WebEx call, and it's just amazing to think of like how that basically brings the contrast to life and the difference to life.
Hello. Hello. We've just made a chunga chunga stove.
Wow. Wow. How beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
It does look really good.
So why did you build this stove?
Because previously the lady was using, can you see here, the 3 stones, which isn't very efficient. You need 6 lots of firewood with that stove, whereas here you'll only need 4 lots of firewood. Also, that's a bit more dangerous for the children, whereas this is much safer, and she can put 2 pots on, so it's a much better stove to have.
And what went into making that stove? What materials?
So it went bricks, And then basically a mix of mud between, what was it?
Clay, sand and dark mud.
And then how did you stick it together?
With water, woohoo!
So we made a cement and then we've layered the bricks in different formations and put the cement between it.
I've got to be honest, I love doing that building thing. I felt such a
Yes.
sense of achievement, a bit like, I don't know, like I was a warrior that had
Like
gone out
a
and built a
mother.
fire, and so that in itself was absolutely great.
Malawi is a really beautiful country. Obviously there's a lot of poverty here, but the people are so happy and so grateful for anything they get. Yesterday when we repaired that water pump, it was amazing how happy they were just to get something simple like running water, things that we take for granted. It's just really quite amazing to see.
Yeah, it's really humbling to see how every little thing that you give and support to them just makes a difference to their lives, and they're such a strong people. All those children have nothing, and yet they were so upbeat and happy. It's amazing actually. It makes you really appreciate what we have ourselves that we take for granted. So yeah, the experience has been amazing for us.
The other thing, they all seem to work together. There's this huge teamwork, which I just love. And yesterday there was no hierarchy. It was just everybody just got stuck in. And yeah, it's really great to actually get the job finished. And that's exactly the sort of thing we should be doing. So yeah, we can learn from them, definitely.
Yeah.
I've had a really, really lovely week.
It's been a fabulous week. It's been so interesting. I've learned so much, both that is useful and practical.
I would say that it was also eye-opening, remembering what is important, and also with how little you can do so much, going back to the roots in a kind of way, and seeing how happy people are with less. Not necessarily means that having a lot then makes you more happy. So that it was nice to see how happy they are, how friendly they are, really welcoming people. That was really part of the experience.
Oh, I would just like to thank Fisherman's Rest because they have been absolutely amazing. We've had been really well looked after this whole week.
I think for me the highlight has been everything to do with the schools and education programs.
Okay.
It's been really heartwarming, like when we fed highlighting with the students and like chap chap bobo and wawa were the 3 words that I knew how to communicate with them in Chichewa. So I really enjoyed doing that, and then I think at the same time it was actually really hard being in the schools with the children, because those that were in schools, because not everyone was, because they had financial difficulties or their school was like 15 kilometers away. So the students that were in school, still we could see there was a lot of struggles and like one teacher for 200 students. So that's something which I'm really passionate about, is like the education.
The key takeaway for me is how all of the people here really work together as a team. There's never any hierarchy. People just, when something has to be resolved, they just get on and do it, and I think we could learn a lot from that.
I only knew 1 out of the 7 before we came out, and here I am in Malawi with 6 brand new friends. 1 word to describe how you're feeling right now.
Absolutely amazing.
That's 2 words.
Amazing! Woohoo!
Crazy.
Do like pitching it. Yeah, like that. Then you feel like.
And then you take it out. So you chew it and spit it out. Okay.
Yeah, you spit it out.
Oh, the actual bit. All right.
Hi.
What are you doing in this tree?
Wait, it just looked like a tree that needed climbing.
Nish, let me give you a hug.
Look what your helmet says.
What does it say?
It says Nish. Your helmet
Does
actually
it?
says Nish.
Later on we'll do a... Oh!
We made it!
That's some
Stop! No water! No water!
But we're not going to be able to take these home.
laugh, make him laugh. That's our motto.
I'm really sorry, but that millipede is right there.
Sorry, so just to get this millipede, this is the millipede of which Nish speaks, and this is how big it is.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's nearly as big as my foot, and I'm a size 7. Oh, it showed some interest then. Anyway, back to the interview.
Bestie is looking after bestie. Because that's what best friends do.
What? Yeah, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Cisco!